G'day, I'm Jake. Welcome back to Homestead on the Brook. And today we're breaking ground on our house site, which has been a long time coming. We've had building approval since November last year. Excavator arrived yesterday afternoon, and this morning I'm going to go and scrape all the grass off where the house is going, ready to set up some profiles and then some string line and mark where the footings are going with my builder. And then we're going to measure all the posts and start digging the 88 footings with the auger attachment on the excavator. So there's a lot of work to do, so let's get into it. Does that old girl look familiar? That's the same excavator we used to upgrade our driveway. So after this video, if you haven't seen us upgrade our driveway, you can head over and watch that playlist, because upgrading that unlocked us being able to start our house. Man, look at the size of this auger. Jeez. There's gonna be some big holes. Let's run the old girl over to the house site and get underway.
So today is build day. And it's also my birthday. It's my birth/build day, which is just so exciting and highly anticipated. The build part, not my birthday. I'm feeling very grateful today. Just good vibes today. It's like super sunny. We had the coldest night last night that we've had so far this year. It was only like 9 degrees, but still it's kind of like definitely nostalgic, the change in the weather. I got to watch the sunrise and it's just a good vibe day. Jake on the excavator already is starting to prep the house site. We found out a few weeks ago that we're gonna actually have to raise the house up. The way that we had planned the house wasn't meeting all of the minimum clearance everywhere, which I am personally stoked about, because the views when the aspect's a little bit higher is just, it's spectacular. Like, it's nice on the ground level here, but our property is like in a bit of a valley, and so we don't actually get the best views in the suburb here, but they're pretty amazing considering. So like the higher up we go, the better. Eye level for us is going to be roughly 3 meters off the ground, which is so cool. And I really wanted the house to be like higher set. It feels like it needs to be lifted up. It needs to be raised up off the ground and like put on display, and to be able to, you know, basically pedestal the glory of a farmhouse, especially a sentimental farmhouse that, you know, we are making, our family is making ourselves. I'm very grateful for that turn of events. Yeah, so our builder's going to come out later today, hopefully at some point before lunch. We're going to start all that technical work. It's going to be a good day.
Also, welcome to the channel, Anthony.
Well, thank you.
And he's going to help me with the footings. He's a licensed builder, so he's done a lot of prep work for me. So I massively appreciate his work so far. But it's going to be nice having someone on site who's done this all before, because I have no idea what I'm doing. This is everything we need for our profiles and holding our posts in the ground. We're in the process of setting up our profiles, which is just pieces of wood that will be set up in intervals that will be level. And this will be what we measure over to the house site, and where we measure our footings. So this one is looking a lot more straight. Still a little tiny bit bowed, but definitely not as bad as the other side, which we're about to rectify. If you had to describe this whole process in a couple of words, what would you say?
What would I say? Hectic, especially when you see the plans and where the posts are.
Yeah, the outside of the house where the deck runs around, they're offset and they're not completely in the same space as they are for like the actual house itself. So they've made the outside a bit more symmetrical, but it's just made the calculations and the placement of the footings a lot more difficult to calculate and plot out.
A lot more string.
A lot more string. So I'm going to try and use this diagram to try and explain a little bit better about just the complication of the string line. So we have the red lines here that represent all the string lines we need to run just to mark out the house footings. So that doesn't include any of the exterior footings around the edge of the veranda, because we need an intersection over each footing so we know where to mark it on the ground. Now, on the east and the west side of the house, we're going to need those string lines to mark the footings under the sides of the veranda on the shorter edge of the house. And then you'll notice that the front footings don't line up with the back footings. We're going to need a set of string lines to mark the footings under the front veranda that will span across the whole entire house site, but only be used to mark out the footings on the front of the house. And because they don't line up with the footings in the back, that means we're going to need another set of string lines to mark the footings under the veranda at the back of the house. So you can get a sense of how many string lines there is, even though some of them are only marking out either the front of the house or the back of the house. But when it comes to positioning the post in the hole, getting them in the right position for the whole house, we're going to have every single one of those string lines set up when we're positioning the posts. With all the different colors on this diagram representing every single string line we need to run to mark every footing, you can kind of see where it gets a bit complicated and a bit confusing. Now, I'm going to pull pretty tight. Ready? Yep, 22/16. Please, please. All right, ready? Guess what? 22 frickin' 16.
16. Mate. Success! Outside of the houses are right.
Yep.
Okay.
So we just did the diagonal measurements and it was pretty much spot on. So we're pretty confident that the house is now squared off and we can start laying out the footings for the house section. And then we'll go around and mark footings for the exterior of the house. After that, big win.
Huge win.
So wrecked. Been a big couple of days. So now, this is going to be the edge of our house going this way. 2-meter veranda. This string line is the exterior wall of our house. We're just measuring all the way down to the long edge for the length of the house, and then we'll do another string line that way for the other side of the house. I'm going to try and explain the best I can what I'm about to do. So we've just gone and measured the front of the house and marked where all these footings will be. So we've just done the exteriors and these ones, and that will get us our grid for the string lines that will go across to do the house footings this way and this way. So I'm going to do the same now. I'm going to add up these numbers to give us where we need to measure on our profiles, where each footing will be. 237, 443, 6. So we're going to go and now mark those measurements on our little ruler. My brain's starting to feel numb. All right, well, this is it. On every nail will be a string line, and that corresponds to a cross section of where footings will go. There'll be lines running across both ways, and at each intersection will be a footing that we have to mark, and then we can start digging. Man, this has been a mammoth effort. I'm absolutely wrecked. It's taken a lot longer than I thought it would. Oh, we're finally getting some footings marked down.
So that's actually on the veranda.
It's all happening.
So that one there's on the veranda.
Yeah, on the outside, so here.
Yep, and then all three.
One there and one there.
Then we're back to HS.
This one? Yep, so all that's done, yeah.
And we're just got to move into the moves.
Oh, okay. Right. I feel ya.
So we're pushing through. Getting there.
Do you want me to take this one off?
Take it off.
Yeah.
I'm not in any rush for it to
Yes.
be done at a certain time.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, only for like
Yeah.
to meet booking
Both of them?
timelines,
Contracted
but
deadlines,
in
yeah.
terms of preference.
Yeah.
It'll get done eventually.
So we've actually just finished marking out all the house footings, and now we're just doing the veranda footings around the exterior of the whole house. Once that's all marked out, all the string lines can come down. We can get the excavator in here and we can start auking out the holes. So it's now Saturday evening. I hired the excavator from Thursday till this afternoon, and I haven't used the excavator in the last 2 days, so I've had to hire it for an extra couple of days. So another $800, but these things happen. Expect delays and expect things to take longer. But yeah, it's been a very grueling 2 days. I'm absolutely exhausted, very sore, lots of ducking under strings and bending down.
Corner of the veranda here.
Yep.
So I'd walk along the veranda here.
Yep. Down there, yep.
And it goes back to you there.
You're taking me here?
Yeah.
That's it. It's almost 7 p.m, still going. We've just finally finished marking out all the footings for the whole house. And now we're just rolling up all the string line, getting that out of the way so that we can start digging on Monday. But what a process. It's very foggy this morning. It's day 5 of the build. Proper update time. Yeah, we're gonna go give Anthony a coffee. We finished off marking all the footings on the ground the other day. Morning, Anthony. So that other guy that showed up and was marking out the footings with us, he's also a builder, and he has graciously offered to come today and drive the excavator for me and aug the holes for me. And I'm so relieved because I really, it's not that I didn't want to do it, but I just don't want to get it wrong. You know, this is the foundation of the house. It's, you know, the thing that I have the least experience in, and I just don't want to get it wrong. So very, very happy to have someone behind the tools that knows what they're doing and has done it before. So should be a good day. Lots of work still to do today. Going. Looking good, Jet. Full holes dug, how do you feel?
I'm so relieved.
Same.
It's kind of hard to see it as progress when it doesn't really look like anything, especially from the ground.
Yeah, from the ground it just looks like lots of dirt. And then the occasional hole you can see when you're right next to them, but
I feel like once the stumps go in and everything's all braced up, ready for concreting, it'll feel like the feat that it actually is.
Yeah.
Which is just, it's probably the most tedious, labor-intensive, challenging part of the build.
I've probably done like 40,000 steps a day, just walking back and forward with string line and measuring and
yeah, how many times do you walk back?
oh, yeah.
Just 25 meters.
Oh. Over and over and over and over again.
10 times in a minute.
Yeah.
It'll be cool.
You want to help
Once this is all done, I'll have like touched every single footing.
Yep.
Just to make it a little extra sentimental.
Yep. Yeah, you're walking through your house, like I helped dig every little bit of dirt out of those holes that we're walking over. It's holding up our house.
Yeah.
But what a mammoth last few days.
Yeah. I find myself just disassociating and just visualizing my imaginary house around me and then just enjoying my house.
Yeah.
Oh, we're not there yet. Keep going, keep working.
Just keep working, just keep working.
Yeah, this part's really grueling because you have to do this 30 times per hole.
Yep.
For 80 something holes.
82 holes.
Plus a shower block, so
88 holes.
Oh, some pretty wicked hamstrings.
Oh yeah. There he is, the legend. He's been going hard.
Yeah, for an old guy. I think we just need to humble ourselves and
It takes as
admit
long as it
that
takes.
we are. Hey! Don't do that! No! Don't do it.
Jethro! No!
Jethro, that's naughty.
No!
Get in there and get it.
You have to get that out now. You have to get it out. No! Take the piece out. Tie the piece. Give me the piece. Give me the piece. Give me the piece. Okay. Don't throw dirt in the holes, mate.
Okay.
Alright. Do not throw dirt in the holes, okay?
As I was saying.
And doing this with kids as well. Oh my gosh.
It's just like everything that you think is going to take you 5 minutes is probably going to take you 20. So,
If not more.
do the math. If you think it's going to take you a day, it's going to take you 4 weeks. But as I was saying before, I think we just need to concede that we are very poor at judging time with this kind of scale of a project. We're just like, you know, we've never built a house before. So understandably, we have no idea what we're doing. Jethro!
Stop putting things down the hole.
What? What that?
Give me the dirt.
What?
Give me that dirt.
No.
Yep. Ta.
No.
Are you gonna stay in there?
Yeah.
Okay, see ya.
Is he in the timeout hole? You're not supposed to be enjoying that, Jethro. Maybe we shouldn't put a footing in one of these and keep it as a timeout pit. Gotta do something about these kids. Morning. We're on day 6 of the foundation stage of the build. Yesterday we spent the afternoon shoveling out all of the loose soil that was in the holes so that they would be clear and ready to be certified today. I'm going to get to do a video call with our private certifier. We're going to measure, I think, roughly about every 3rd hole so that he can verify the depth and the width of the holes. They need to be 450 wide by 800 deep because we've got reactive problematic soil. So we've got some staunched footings, 82 ginormous footings. That house is not going anywhere. Jake and I are both very sore from the shoveling. So today we are going to be cutting and measuring all of the steel stumps. So we've got a bunch of steel delivered last week, and we're going to custom cut every single stump for each individual footing to make it the right height and all level, ready to be concreted in by Thursday. So hopefully there's no complications with that. It did rain last night. The ground's a bit soggy, so, and the concrete truck is very heavy and we have some concerns of bogging and whatnot. We're just on our way to the shipping container so I can grab up my work boots because I've got these little Nana gardening clogs. I'll grab some of my stuff out and then start working.
We've just gone through and we're measuring out what the heights of all the metal steel should be for the posts. The kit home company has informed me that any post over 1 meter will need extra bracing, you know, like a crisscross of bracing between them just for structural integrity. So just gone through and worked out which posts will be over 1 meter. These are our lengths of steel for the posts in column I. So this is what's left above the ground once concreted in. If we have a look at the plan here, this is the front of the house. So all these orange marks, these are the posts that will be over 1 meter. So they're nice and grouped, which will make bracing easier, which is cool because I can give that to the kit home company. They will do a bracing engineering plan based on these being over 1 meter. And then I just have to send that report back to the certifier and he'll stamp that off on his end. Cheers. We've just passed our footing inspection. So one of 4 inspections done. which is really, really awesome and a very big relief. Today we just have lots of tedious tasks left to prepare everything we need for the clamps for the footing posts. But compared to yesterday, as fiddly as the jobs are for today, today is a heaven. Just standing in one spot, doing the same thing over and over again is heaven compared to yesterday. Alright, I've got to keep drilling, Bubba. What job are you doing?
We are putting bracings over the holes for the metal posts.
Nice.
That's the bracing.
Ready for a post to go on there. End of day, what is it, 6? We've just finished screwing on all the concrete in bases for the posts. We've finished drilling all the holes for the wood that will clamp each side of the post and then hold its position in the footing for the cement to be poured in on Thursday. My builder mate who's helping me with the footings, he just said before that he's really happy with how the job's going. Haven't been rushed, we've got plenty of time to get everything done. He feels like we're on track. But far out. I'm glad I'm only building one house in my life. This is going to be a really, really quick intro for this morning because we've still got to put all of these over those holes to get ready for bracing. All the posts are on the ground. They've all got the screw-on concrete in bases. So there'll be 500 mils into the concrete. They'll just stop any movement up and down of the post once they're concreted in. And yeah, we've got to get it done today because concreting's tomorrow, 7 AM. So I'm just going to get to it. We're taking the first batch of posts over to the back of the house. So these I think there's 10 odd posts for the back row under the veranda. Okay, Anthony's doing this line of footings now. We're going to start this one.
Yep.
So Zephy, grab 24, Michael 23, I'll grab 22.
Okay.
I'll probably be up the top. Oh no, there it is. I never thought I'd be building our own house.
Literally, it's so weird to finish our own house.
Yep, that's the one. That one right there, is it? Yep. So you got 24, 23, 22. I've been telling the boys every day, you'll sleep tonight. We've just been going non-stop every day since Thursday last week.
Footings.
Slowly getting there. And then we're going to clamp and level every single one. Anthony, my builder, has got to leave for the afternoon and I've got to do 39 odd more posts. And so far there's 2 holes where we didn't dig perfectly center and the post is too close to the edge. So on 2 holes I'm going to have to dig some of the side away. So it's probably the worst thing that's happened so far on this part of the build. I think we're going to be pushing well into the night with headlamps on tonight. The final push.
We are 2 away from finishing the stumps for the house, but we found a couple more footing holes that are not exactly where they need to be. So the stumps are like this close to the wall of the footing hole, which means we need to dig them more. It's gonna make this so much more tedious than it already is. And there's a lot of wind today, so it's blowing the string lines and making this very unnecessarily difficult. So there's a few of them that we can see when the wind dies down that the stumps are not where they're supposed to be. I'll just flick it so they can...
Yeah, so you can see it. So the 2 closest to us you can see are not in line because the string was bowing out this way when we were trying to level it. Go and show you a nicer one like this one. Those are much more in line. That one and that one is the last for the house.
Last 2?
Last 2 for the house. Then we've got to go around and do all the outside ones.
So there's still 32 left to go. And it's taken us 5 hours to do 47.
Oh,
I wanted to go out and get ramen tonight, but that's probably not going to happen.
this is definitely a low point. It was good. It was,
We're 7 days in.
we're
We're at a low point.
we were 7 days in and we were like powering through, and now I'm running out of steam.
What's making it feel like, you know, somewhat of a defeat is the holes not being in the right place.
Yeah, after all the measuring and
Like,
line walking and
like there's just been so much lead up to getting these stumps in, and like we're like at 5 now that need to be dug.
yeah.
Okay, we need to keep going because we're running out of time. You can see from here that this post squared up to the string lines. It should be in the middle. It's not in the middle. That's maybe 3 centimeters, 2 to 3 centimeters, so a good inch away from the side of the footing wall, and there needs to be minimum 50 mils, which is why we need to dig it for 5 of them so far. We haven't started the veranda footings yet, so potentially more, likely more, unfortunately. Yeah, so it's 20 past 8, not too bad. We're still going on the footings, getting those stumps up. Anthony had some commitments he had to attend to, so he left at 4, and Jake and I chipped away at the footings. We had to undo all the string line for the house footings and then restring the profile for the veranda footings. That took an hour, and then in between running around after the babies, Jake and I chipped away at the veranda footings, so getting them up to the string line, getting them all plumb and level, and then marking all of the footings that will need to be dug a little bit more in the morning. And now Anthony's back and he jumped straight into it, so him and Jake are chipping away at the veranda footings. In about 2 more they'll be halfway, so I reckon they'll be finished before 10. Still a late night for everybody. The sun sets at 5:30 here, so that's when we usually start wrapping up, and then most of us are all in bed by like 7:30, 8 o'clock. Sometimes Jake and I will stay up a bit later and like chat or do like edit videos and stuff, but we're in bed by like 9. You know, it kind of feels like the eve of like a big party or like a wedding, and you just like don't even get to think about all the exciting things because you're just flat out trying to get all the prep done. That's kind of how this feels. I keep remembering tomorrow, I'm like, oh, tomorrow's concreting day. So it's just a little bit daunting because there's still so much work to do. Trying not to get overwhelmed. The boys are working hard. They're over there with their headlights on, chipping away at the footings. I asked if there was anything I could do to help, and there doesn't seem to be anything that I can do by myself. Everything else is like a 2-man job or it's too noisy. So Jake just told me to stand there and look beautiful. Tomorrow is day 8 of the footing phase. It's gone by so quick, but it also feels like it's been a whole month. It's just been working around the clock. I've been mostly spectating, but the boys have been working around the clock from Sparrowfart to sunset. So for all the Americans out there, Sparrowfart means as soon as there's a light in the sky, so like first light. Learn something new every day.
Still going. Anthony, absolute trooper. We're still going on the outside veranda posts. We've still got a few we're going to have to dig sideways. We've got 3 left on this row and then 8, 9 more to go. Alright, here's the sitch. Went to bed about 11 last night after we got the last post levelled and raised to the proper level. It's now 5:30. I just had a chat with the concreter. He's just making sure that we can get the boom pump and the cement truck on site because we've had a little bit of rain, but I don't think it's enough to stop the job. We do have issues with our driveway when it rains, and our driveway is quite steep, and when that clay gets wet, it's just impossible to get vehicles up and down. We can't even get our all-wheel drive Santa Fe up the driveway where it's really wet. All right, let's go fix these holes and move on with our day, and then before lunch hopefully everything will be done and maybe I'll cry. Who knows at this point.
Good morning. It is 25 past 6. This concreting truck's supposed to be here. Actually, I think that they're already here. But it is raining. Like, it's pretty dismal. And I'm trusting Jesus. Trusting Jesus this morning, because I don't know how they're gonna get that truck in here without it getting bogged. Oh no, it's not supposed to rain. This guy's so pretty, even though it's raining. Looks like a painting. That's our shower, by the way. There is a dual car gas heater. That shouldn't be in the rain, it's not gonna work.
Alright, sob story time. Concrete left. It's just too wet. The driveway, you know the issues we have with our driveway if you've seen our driveway series. So we've just called it. I mean, it's absolutely pouring down. After all that work, now we're just in a stalemate. Not feeling great about it. I mean, there is more time now to set the holes properly because there's quite a few to dig, and we haven't even set up the posts for the toilet block yet. We don't even have a rescheduled date for concreting because we have to wait for the driveway to dry out. Who knows, holes will be open for a while, I think. Feels like a massive kick in the guts. Yeah, and staying up till 10:30 at night with a headlamp, setting posts up and leveling them all so we could be ready for today. What more can I say? I guess I'll catch you guys when it's sunny again. Yeah, I got nothing.